From its initial embryonic spits and spurts, such as the APRANET, largely conceived by Ray Tomlinson in 1971 for military and government communications in the event of a nuclear war, and following on with the efforts of people like Tim Berners-Lee, Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn, the internet became a thing in the late 1980s. I could drone on about packet switching stuff in the 1960s.
Now, unlike circuit switching, packet switching is not connection-oriented.
And the role of various academics who should justly be credited as well, but I can't be asked.
I thought at least we could get a good story out of it, something we'd remember. The internet!
We're all gonna die!
By the time we get to the subject of this little segment, so much of the worst kind of inexpert, misogynistic, conspiracy peddling drivel really needed a place all of its own to distinguish itself from all the newly uploaded porn and illicit criminal activities.
Wake up, sheeple! It's time for a new video!
An anonymous Japanese text board founded by Hiroyuki Nishimura. Its influence, which largely flew or slithered under the radar, grew exponentially as all sorts of people, mostly blokes who modelled themselves on the cast of The Big Bang, and whose previous efforts to have their world insights taken seriously had been confined to shouting at planes and yelling at pigeons, now found a wonderful place to expound all sorts of theories that could form the fodder of geniuses like David Icke and Robert Kennedy Jr. In its early days, it was particularly popular amongst Japan's extreme right wing, known as the Neto Oyuku, who liked to post xenophobic comments often targeting Koreans and Chinese, which in fact led to hundreds of defamation suits against 2chan's creator.
There's the truth and the truth.
It was also suspected in being used by amphetamine dealers and other criminal pursuits.
Hi, this is Bruno Brooks. We all like to party, right? Absolutely. But only the fool would say, yeah, I'll enter the nightmare of cake.
However, no formal charges were ever filed, so I don't know why I mentioned this other than to demonstrate how easily it is to spread unsubstantiated rumours.
Australia was originally founded as a settlement for British convicts. Lisa, watch your camera.
There were a couple of predecessors, of course, in 1996 created by Shiba Masayuki, and in 1997 Ayashi World by Amazu. But perhaps these were just slightly too early, as 2chan came to dominate the early space of mass communication of bollocks, that is, the very essence of Elon Musk. 2chan was later succeeded by 4chan, etc. But this unfettered, completely unmoderated little space of internet dodderel, expression, gave a pretty stark warning to how non-fact-checked nonsense can quickly supersede that hackneyed cliché, the mainstream media. Which, for all its limitations, generally involves actual journalists and can be sued when they fuck up.
Good evening. Here's an update on last week's nursing home expose, Geezers in Freezers. It turns out the rest home was adequately heated. The footage you saw was of a fur storage facility. We've also been told to apologize for using the term geezers.
And don't tend to endorse the sort of stuff that promotes flat earth, lizard people, anti-vaxxers, and lots of Trumpian MAGA stuff that the tinfoil brigade seem to revel in. Because we can also attribute where the actual information comes from. But that's just my completely unfettered expression, folks.
The Corvair spacecraft has apparently been taken over, conquered, if you will, by a master race of giant space ants. Well, this reporter was possibly a little hasty earlier. Oh, yes. By the way, the spacecraft still in extreme danger, may not make it back, attempting risky re-entry, blah, 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 blah.
Is it too easy to be deranged? Another fear, and we're taking aim. Believing in every word we say makes life easier. Living day.
The monumentally stupid and childish practical joke that lots of very gullible MAGA twonks bought into found its home on one such successor.
Everybody was laughing at me as being overreactive until Jim received a subpoena. You know, all these 8chan users, it's funny how many times they've been wrong when they've been, trying to find problems with me, because obviously they all hate me now.
So we've got even more to be grateful to Nishimura for.
Normies, how to do intelligence work. It's basically what I was doing anonymously before, but never as Q.
That data center's in here.
Perhaps the confines of actual journalism is a price worth paying. We did find out about Iran-gate, Watergate, actual conspiracies that really happened, thalidomide and lots of other stuff which required in-depth research, resources and editorial restraints, and wasn't just the CH4 product of some opinionated twat whose only qualifications are that they can type. Or in today's ecosystem, a meaningless piffle have a mobile phone and a TikTok or YouTube channel. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I guess that was the whole idea of it in the first place.
I don't have the answers. Interrogators say they do.